Hi Aquarius, what's going on? We're here with the timeless reading for you. The first card that we have coming out is Queen of Cups. We also have Eight of Pentacles, Knight of Wands. Having us start with the Queen of Cups, it's feeling like, we also have the Fool. Having us start off with not the Eight of Cups. We have Eight of Pentacles, we have Queen of Cups, Knight of Wands, the Fool. Having Queen of Cups here feels like there's something that you have going on right now where you're feeling something out. You could be working on something that has to do with your senses, what you're picking up on, your emotional body, your emotional experience, interpretation, those types of things. This can also be like skills and abilities that you're using. Like Queen of Cups can have to do with any type of nurturing that you're doing, any type of healing that you're doing, any type of intuitive work, anything having to do with you. Psychology can be a part of this. It's like those types of things. Creativity can be a part of this, especially when it comes to like nurturing type activities. This can be like cooking. It's really actually the energy that you bring into anything that you're doing. So it's doing things in a way where you're like infusing love or infusing a particular type of energy into what it is that you're doing, regardless of what it is. Queen of Cups is you in a position where you're really in tune and in touch with that aspect of your nature, where you are tapping in and tuning into the sense of connection that you have to things. This can also be like getting your energy or like channeling your energy from things that feel fluid, from things that feel cosmic, from spirit, really, which is infused within everything. This can also be about like tuning into yourself and receiving messages as well, or doing anything that would have to do with skills that are associated with the water energy, which can be like anything esoteric, like those types of things, your mystical abilities, that type of stuff, your ability to like sense things, to pick up on things like that. Having Eight of Pentacles feels like this is something that you've been working on for a long time, and you may be in the process of, or getting closer to a sense of completion here. You could also feel like you're on the last leg of something. You could also feel motivated to hurry up towards something else right now. I don't know if this is part of the same thing that you're doing. It looks like it's connected in some way. Having Knight of Wands and having the Fool, which right now these feel like two separate energies, but I know that they're connected with one another. Having Knight of Wands, this particular Knight of Wands, although it is about listening to your instinct, moving where you're being called, like especially when it comes to what's magnetizing you, I see this particular Knight of Wands as being one of balance, because this person has this thing on their shoulders. So it's about like not tipping it over. And it looks like there's something that you're venturing into. Having the Fool here can be sort of a new type of experience that you're having, a new situation that you're in, something where you're just starting something out. It can be a project that you're doing. It can be a relationship, can be a job, can be like any new thing within your area, within any area of life. It can be a new activity that you have going on. It's something that you feel passionate about, because we have Knight of Wands here. So this is something where you feel a sense of like it lights something up within you, and it would feel exciting too, but you could also be like, I don't really know what I'm doing, I'm figuring it out, with the Fool. This can also be something that you're feeling spontaneously coming up. It feels like mixing an old with a new, because having Eight of Pentacles means that there's stuff that you've been working on. You could also be working on a sense of like reliability emotionally, like your ability to tune in and to feel things and to learn how to work with all of the like lightness and heaviness of the energy when it comes to what you're feeling and what you're picking up on and what you're tuning into, what you're connecting with. Because Queen of Cups is like everything, like the whole spectrum of the feeling experience that one is having. And Eight of Pentacles is like, I've been doing this for a long time. Like I've been tuning in. I've been tuning into that person. I've been tuning into myself. I've been tuning into the grass over here. It's like all of the different stuff that you feel connected with. Tuning into the stars. Whatever it is for you. This is something that you've been doing for a long time because we have Eight of Pentacles here. And also it feels like whatever work it is that you've been doing over here, it's going to lead into whatever this thing is now that's sort of coming into play that you feel sort of called in the direction of. So that means that whatever it is, like whatever Pentacles are like practical skills that we gained, where we have something to show for what it is that we've learned, like knowledge and understanding of things, like practical ways that we do things, that we handle things, that type of stuff. Then shifting over to Knight of Wands, this is something that you feel a sense of passion for. You may feel like this is like you're on the precipice of sort of a new experience here. However, your previous experience is going to lend itself to sort of this new experience that you're having. So even though you may look at these things and not initially think that they're related, they're actually extremely related to one another. Even though they can seem sort of, it feels almost like maybe things that you're looking at where you're like, are these two different things? And they actually like very much coalesce. Some of you, this has been a really long-term healing journey that you've been doing. Finding yourself through that. You may feel very comfortable in your Cups energy, and now you're also stepping up in a fire way, because we start with Queen of Cups. Now under Queen of Cups is going Queen of Wands. So to have Wands coming out, this is your passion, this is your inspiration, this is your creation, your creativity. This is also your willingness to be yourself, to do things that are like corresponding to your preferences, that type of thing. I like this, I don't like that. I see fire as being connected with sort of like our taste for things too, our values when it comes to I'm interested in that or I'm not interested in that, and that sort of guiding us through this process of what we actually want to be involved in, and also how we want to be showing up as well. And when I say want, I mean more so like tuning in and showing up the way that we actually are. Now these two energies are connecting with one another. Feels like bridging a gap. I'm seeing you be very disciplined. That energy is coming through. When you have something that you're like, I'm gonna work on this, I'm seeing you really show up for it. I'm also seeing a sense of organization here. I do feel like you're very, very close to finishing something, but I'm also seeing another thing that's happening too. I'm seeing Queen of Wands, and I'm also seeing Emperor next to it. This is Aries energy. You may find this be relevant for you, whatever house Aries is ruling in your chart. Whole signs. Okay. Emperor coming out, we have 10 of Wands on the bottom of the deck. This can feel like you're responsible for something, or that something is sort of sitting on your shoulders, but you may be the one that's sort of in charge of this situation, whatever this is that you have going on here. The Emperor is also about stepping into your own inner authority, too. When you, in the beginning of this, when you were leaning into Queen of Cups energy, which even though we can talk about like leaning into another energy, it doesn't mean that you're necessarily like leaning out of any of them. It just can mean that one is more so coming to the forefront, or you can be working on a specific one more than another one because you only have so much time in a day. So like from a consciously awake perspective of what you're currently aware of, it looks like you're stepping more into your Queen of Wands energy and like your fire energy in general, because we have Knight of Wands in the second part and we have Queen of Wands in this like third little part down here, and also to have the Emperor, and also now to have the Three of Pentacles, which is sort of the like bringing together of all of these energies. Like this part works over there and that part works over there and this one goes here, and now we put them all together and they all work together to do something. When in the beginning here, looking at your Queen of Cups energy, this can be you learning to be like more sympathetic. This can be you gaining more of a sense of empathy. This can be you doing things that are helpful for other people, being understanding, like tapping into a more loving energy, recognizing when your ego is coming up and keeping your heart open, like those types of things, where it can be water energy can be more gentle at times, like overall, and it's more like adaptable in that way. Just as like water will take the shape of whatever container it's in, it's sort of like whatever situation you're in, sort of flowing with that. So I'm seeing the beginning part, that's like your main piece of energy that you're in, and it may be something that you're very comfortable like feeling into, like getting a sense for what's going on. Having Knight of Wands feels like something now, there's like a passion or there's a spark or there's something calling to you or leading you, and you're like, I'm gonna explore that. Just for some reason I feel like there's something there, but it can feel like very untapped. It's feeling like a mine that you haven't like gotten anything out of it yet, but you know there's gonna be something in there. That's what this energy is feeling like. Having Queen of Wands and having the Emperor shows this inner determination and inner authority that now you're using, that feels like because of when you were working with the energy of the Queen of Cups, this was something that you learned how to do. Because I'm seeing also a sense of discipline that came with that as well, but now it's being applied to a different element. And so you're also learning how to master that as well and bringing something together here. And some of you too, this is all going to be stuff that you're doing within yourself. Some of you may also be connecting with people now that are going to sort of play a certain role that will reflect the inner workings of what's happening, like in a very symbolic type of way. I'm seeing the High Priestess want to come out. I'm seeing this as being connected with the Fool. Whatever this is, that for some reason you feel drawn or pulled towards this thing that you may not understand much about. There's just like something where you're like, I feel like I want to go that way for some reason. Whatever this is definitely like a higher calling to you, like a higher message. That is the way that you're supposed to go. Having High Priestess feels like you may not know why yet, you just know that you're getting that calling. That's where you're supposed to be. And you'll know this because you'll feel it too. Okay. I'm seeing Ten of Swords come out. High Priestess is on the bottom of the deck. Been taking care of yourself, and maybe some of you have been focusing on your close relationships. Yeah, relationships. That would be a good word to cover that. Having the Fool and having Ten of Swords feels like you getting into something that you may have gone on a little head trip about. But whatever it was that was feeling so mentally difficult about this new, it's feeling like a new chapter, but it's not a new chapter in the sense that whatever was before is like wiped out. I'm seeing you also carry that with you, but it's like also sort of a new chapter at the same time. So you have all of your history with you, and like this time you're not forgetting any of it. I'm seeing it be brought into this next chapter that you're starting. But you may have really had to jump through hoops mentally in some way. Like, I don't know what this was exactly, but I'm seeing needing to work with sort of your mental health through this process. Having Three of Pentacles and Ten of Swords. This can be a difficult chapter that you'd been going through, where you may have been experiencing lots of different mental stuff. So this can be like anxiety that you were experiencing. This can be like feeling unsettled. This can be agitation. It can be anything that feels like it's sort of going on mentally for you, like trouble sleeping, restless, very tired, trouble concentrating, whatever this is that you were going through. Ten of Swords is like, that's over now. That's completed. So you got through the hardest part of it, and now this is going to be something that's lifting. This could have also been impacting you emotionally too, like that part of you that's very sensitive could have also felt very impacted by this as well. Like something had happened, something emotionally had happened that had also been impacting you mentally, and it could have felt like something was even deteriorating. Some of you could have felt even like this experience crushed you a little bit when you were moving through, but only to lift and for you to rise up again. And now it feels like you're coming out in an energy that's like, it has a bit more vigor, I'd say. But it's just because that part of you is like enlivened now in a way that maybe it wasn't really showing up so much before. This can be like a more direct energy. To have Aries here, it feels like stepping into a more Aries energy, which Aries is about self-determination. It's also about you motivating yourself and find things that truly motivate you. Aries is also an energy that's like never giving up, like going to do what needs to be done. Like you think about a Mars energy, that's what rules Aries. This is like the fighter type of energy of moving through something. It's also your ability to self-lead. That is the energy of Aries. Because Aries is first, it's like when we need somebody to step up, Aries is going to be the one that will do that first and foremost. And so it's tapping into that energy within you. And you can really find this be resonating for you wherever you have Aries ruling within your chart, whatever house Aries is ruling for you. And you'll be able to determine that if you know your rising sign. But even if you don't, this is, if you understand the archetype of Aries, you could just ask yourself where in your life you feel like you're showing up more with like a little bit more say. Because the way that I'm really feeling this at the end of the day with this Queen of Wands and the Emperor, it feels like your preferences coming to light. Like, I want to do it like that, or I don't want to do it like that, or I do like this, or I don't like that. Like these types of things where you may be more vocal about it, whereas before within the Queen of Cups, you could have been like, okay, I'm more okay doing like what everybody else wants or whatever, and feeling like that was sort of your contribution. You could be in a space now where you're like, I'm gonna voice how I feel and I'm gonna voice my preferences now. And you're also still going to have that adaptability of your Cups energy. However, this feels more like you showing up with like more of a sense of, I don't know, like just, is it like self-expression, like verbalizing things? But it doesn't only have to be verbalizing things. I think that this does come down to self-expression. So in sort of whatever areas of life you feel like you're being called to express yourself, where you do get to have a preference now and you do get to have a say now and you are willing to show up. Because as much as you've been doing work to understand those around you and to tune into their energy, simultaneously you've been doing that with yourself, and so it feels like now giving light to that part of yourself, and that's what's showing up here. And that you're working with a part of yourself that you may have gone through a lot of trouble with trying to work with. Because some of you, this could have been a very difficult energy to contain, and so you could have sort of put a lid on it for a while and been like, it is not safe to bring you out here, like that type of thing. But now I'm seeing it sort of come up again and be like, hey, can I come out now? And this is something that you're sort of like playing with again, like entering into, like allowing yourself to channel this energy again. But you may have gone through some difficult stuff because of it. And when I say difficult things, I mean stuff that could have happened from like naivety, things that could have happened from impulsivity, stuff that could have happened from like not properly interpreting what you were feeling, or from entering in again to like this Aries energy. Think about like a less evolved Aries energy. It can be very bold, very brazen, very aggressive. It can be ostentatious, but more so in a way where it's just like rebellious for like sort of no good reason, like fighting against everyone or fighting against things, or like rebelling in that type of way instead of doing the self-research. Lots of different stuff that this can be, but it's something that you could have felt like, I need to sort of pull that back because it feels a bit uncontained. And it also felt like you needed to lean more into your water energy for a while to do healing that was necessary. Because you could have felt like your fire energy, when it came out, it was like acting up in a way that was just making matters worse. But now that you've done the healing work with the Queen of Cups, like a major healing work, because we have 8 of Pentacles. So this is something where you're like, I'm taking my healing journey very seriously, whether that was like conscious or not. Like that's what ended up happening. This is what I'm seeing. And now it's like safe to bring out this like very evolved now fire energy that I'm seeing you're going to be working with more often. And it feels too like this is your guides being like, it's safe to bring this out now, to allow this to come out. So this can be like your passion, it can be your anger, it can be your excitement, like all of these things. Whereas before, when you were feeling that type of stuff, which again, like fire can be very dangerous and very destructive. Before, when you were dealing with this, you could have felt like it was very difficult to control these things. And now at this point, you can feel like you have so much more of a handle on it because you're very masterful with your water energy now. So you know how to cool it off when need be. Okay? So with that, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.